They told the fans it might get cancelled. The sky over Rogers Stadium turned dark. The rain kept falling harder by the minute, and thousands of ARMY stood there soaked to the bone, terrified they'd have to go home without seeing the 7 men they'd waited years for. And then, the lights came on anyway. What happened next wasn't just a concert, it was one of those nights BTS and ARMY will talk about for the rest of their lives. Stay with me till the end, because this one might just make you cry happy tears. Hey ARMY, welcome back. There are some BTS concerts you remember because of the stage. Some you remember because of the songs. But then there are nights you remember simply because of how BTS made you feel. And Toronto Day 1 was one of those nights. Let's set the scene. Rogers Stadium, sold out, thousands of purple light sticks glowing before the show even started. Then the weather turned. Rain came pouring down, hard, relentless, the kind that makes you wonder if the show can even go on. For a while, nobody knew what would happen. ARMY stood there in ponchos and umbrellas, hearts sinking, bracing for disappointment after everything they'd gone through just to be there. But then came the announcement everyone had been praying for. The show was happening. And just like that, the sadness turned into pure joy. People were screaming, jumping, hugging strangers next to them, because in that moment, they realized something beautiful. Neither the rain, nor anything else, was going to keep BTS from their ARMY tonight. And once the boys hit that stage, it was like magic took over. Jimin performed with his hair completely soaked, rain falling around him under the stage lights. And honestly, watching it back you almost can't believe it's real footage, and not a movie scene. And Jimin didn't just perform at ARMY that night, he noticed them. A fan held up a sign asking for filter, and he actually saw it, asked what she wanted to hear, and gave her a little moment just for that. Imagine standing in a stadium of thousands, and Jimin sees your sign. Later he spotted a fan who'd written "Saranghae" on her phone screen, upside down, and gently fixed it for her before smiling. And at one point he came all the way down from the stage himself just to hand a fan a doll, saying I love you, before heading back up. Small moments. Not planned, not staged, just Jimin being Jimin. Then there was Namjoon. Their leader, walking through the crowd, spotted a girl holding up a birthday sign. Without missing a beat, he took off his own jersey and gave it to her, right there, on her birthday, in the pouring rain. Just imagine being that girl, celebrating your birthday at a BTS concert, raising a sign and hoping, and suddenly Kim Namjoon is placing his own jersey in your hands. That's not just a gift, that's a memory she'll be telling people about for the rest of her life. Jungkook tore his number, Guship jersey off mid-performance, and threw it straight into the crowd. Somewhere out there tonight, one ARMY is holding on to that jersey and still hasn't fully processed that it happened. And Bree, close enough to touch, dancing like he had an invisible guitar slung over his shoulder, taking on the whole crowd with nothing but his smile. Fans said it turned into an accidental meet and greet, because he got that close. Through it all, the rain never once dimmed their energy. If anything, it made everything feel more real. No shortcuts, no holding back. Just 7 men giving everything they had, drenched from head to toe, because ARMY showed up for them, and they were determined to show up right back. J-Hope had fans laughing when someone handed him a camera to take a picture, and he genuinely didn't know how to use it, so he had to ask the fans for help. Watching someone who can command an entire stadium suddenly get stumped by a camera? Ridiculously endearing. And then, during Butter, came one of those moments only BTS could create. Jin air drumming, Jungkook on an imaginary piano, Taehyung strumming an invisible guitar like his life depended on it, and Namjoon just casually walking past behind all of them. Pure chaos, pure joy, completely unnecessary imaginary instruments. And somehow that's exactly what makes them them. Namjoon also brought up something from the day before. ARMYs on the street who'd given him white flowers. He called it romantic, called Toronto beautiful, called its people kind. And of course, he had to bring up his new title too. After going boating with J-Hope and coming home with a captain's hat, he gave us the now iconic, "Yes sir, thank you for your service," because apparently Toronto gave us Captain Namjoon. Then came a moment that hit straight in the nostalgia. The boys performing Dope, an 11-year-old song, and somehow the choreo was still razor sharp, still perfectly in sync, like no time had passed at all. Taehyung and Jungkook dancing side by side, smiling so wide you could feel it through the screen. Watching Yoongi's face during that performance, you could just tell, this wasn't a job for him tonight. This was joy. And honestly, that's the rule ARMY lives by. Never skip a Yoongi fansam. But it's what they said after the music stopped that really broke everyone's hearts, in the best way. J-Hope stepped up first, soaked and smiling, and said it plainly, that seeing ARMY sing and dance with them, despite the pouring rain, made their strength grow 1,000 times stronger. He asked everyone to take care of themselves so they wouldn't get sick, and told Toronto, straight from the heart, that he loved them. Then Jimin. And if you want to talk about a message that could make you cry, this was it. He said he knew the rain must have made everything so much harder, the wait, the travel, just being there. He said he hoped tonight would become a really good memory for them, because they'd come all this way for him. He begged them to get home safe, over and over, like he genuinely couldn't stop worrying about every single person in that crowd. Jungkook took a completely different turn, sweet and a little playful. He admitted he actually loves the rain, that he hadn't gotten to enjoy it in a long time, and that tonight, standing there getting soaked with everyone, felt special to him. He spread his arms, closed his eyes, and said he'd never forget it. Then, because he's Jungkook, he took their song Tomorrow and sang Toronto to the melody instead, turning a rainy night into its own little soundtrack. Taehyung talked about how long it had been since they'd seen Toronto ARMY, how much they'd missed them, and how much it meant to perform for them again despite the weather. He said watching ARMY get soaked in the rain worried him, but that it also made the night feel like something special they'd created together. Jin took a moment to say how moved he was getting closer to the crowd, seeing everyone's happy faces as they sang along. He said hearing and seeing all those voices genuinely touched him. Then he asked, simply, "Is anyone coming tomorrow?" And Toronto ARMY answered exactly the way you'd expect, with one loud unified yes. And Namjoon closed it all out, still glowing from a day full of small, personal Toronto memories. Hockey with Yoongi, boating with J-Hope, flowers from strangers on the street, before telling everyone, simply, that he loved them, and hoped they'd had a great night too. What makes this night stick with people isn't just the rain, or the jackets, or the jerseys thrown into the crowd. It's that in the middle of a storm that could have canceled the whole thing, 7 men chose to stand on that stage anyway and give everything they had, not because they had to, but because they knew ARMY was standing there waiting for them, soaked and smiling, refusing to leave. Years from now, someone's going to look back at their Toronto photos and remember getting completely soaked, their makeup running, their phone tucked under a jacket to keep it dry, but they'll also remember hearing BTS sing through the rain. They'll remember Jimin's smile, Taehyung's imaginary guitar, Yoongi's dreamy expression, Jin's gratitude, J-Hope's energy, Namjoon's captain hat, Jungkook closing his eyes in the rain like it was the best thing that had happened to him all year. So if you're heading to Toronto Day 2, bring your rain gear, stay safe, take your photos and videos so the ARMY who couldn't be there can feel a little closer to the moment too. But don't spend the whole night behind a screen. Put the phone down sometimes. Look at them with your own eyes. Feel it. Because if you've dreamed about seeing BTS this close for years, don't let the moment pass you by through a camera lens. Live it. Make it yours. And to the ARMY who couldn't be there, I hope these little moments made you feel just a little closer to them tonight. Because that's the beautiful thing about this fandom. One person lives the moment, and somehow, millions of us get to feel it too. That's the kind of love that goes both ways. That's the kind of night nobody who was there will ever forget. So Toronto ARMY, get home safely. Take care of yourselves. And if you're going to Day 2, enjoy every single second. Because someday, you'll look back at this night and realize, you weren't just standing in the rain, you were making a memory with BTS. And honestly, what could be more beautiful than that? If this story moved you even a little, drop a comment and tell me which moment hit you the hardest. Was it Namjoon's jersey, Jimin's message, or Jungkook singing in the rain? Like this video, subscribe for more updates as the tour continues, and I'll see you in the next one.